Alright, hey guys, today I'm going to do a video on how to get good, and let's just go into it. So, short 30-second summary. Don't skill. Anyone who skills past 89 or 90 is a scripter that includes keeps. Use volleys and learn how to pass. And the reason you don't skill is because it teaches you to play smart. And whenever you're doing this, whenever you try this, just think, am I playing dumb? That's the very short version. All right. If you want to leave, you can leave now, but I'm gonna go more into detail. So first, I'll start out with I'll just start out with the skills. The reason we don't do skills, and I mean completely cutting out skills. I mean not even like a fucking 30% ZZ like this. No, I mean 0 skills. I mean double dribbles, sure, but don't try to like learn dribbles. They're usually never helpful. I mean, double dribbles are helpful sometimes, but you'll never find yourself like needing to solo. Sometimes you will, but honestly, you can just pass off the wall. You just don't realize it because you're fucking stupid. Which brings me into the next thing. Don't be stupid. Yeah, it sounds kind of hard. I know, crazy. But whenever you're playing with skills, you tend to rely on them, kind of like a crutch. You think, all right, well, it's like skills are like a progress bar. You think, all right, if I can do a ZZ ground shot, then that means I'm 86 rated, which we know isn't true now. But it's tended to think that way. I saw somebody say, I can ZZZ, which means I'm 88. Of course they weren't 88. They were more like 86, 87. They could ZZZ though. Good for them, right? Because it helped them nothing. We won against them, by the way, if you didn't know. Surprise fucking surprise. Yeah, that's basically it. Just don't skill because it makes you dumb. And even whenever you stop skills, you're gonna find yourself being dumb in like crazy new ways. You're gonna think, how am I this fucking stupid? And the way to stop that is just thinking. Just look where you are. Say everybody, you're trying to pass and you're center back and you're center mid, and everybody is taken. Just go and take like a 5-minute breather and go over here and wait until they get open. Say they're still not open. All right, and I keep going back and they're just not open. Then just clear it, because I would rather know that they're gonna get the ball and be prepared for it than me losing the ball and then they score and then I get blamed and I leave and then I turn on a VPN. No, let's not do that. Instead, let's just think about it. All right. Volleys is going to be a key role into what you're playing whenever you have a low ping. Since if you're not going to use skills, there's no reason to have high ping anymore. You're going to use low ping a lot more often. FPS Unlocker helps with that. Also helps with FPS drops, so I would recommend getting that if you want. You don't have to. But volleys. So, a lot of people, they love doing this. See that? Cool, right? Looks amazing. Looks cool. It works. But headers are just so much more reliable and helpful. Because like most of the time you're gonna be doing volleys like right here. You're gonna be doing it right here, and the problem with that is that the goalie has a bigger hitbox than you, and by like a bigger hitbox I mean like a lot bigger hitbox. They're like hitting volleys as a goalie is like 2 times easier. So not only are you trying to go against somebody who has a literally bigger hitbox than you have to aim it into the goal, and you have to kick it. And the kick can only reach up to here. So this whole spot right here, you're not going to be able to kick it. So if they just decide to save it before you can kick it, which even, alright, so I'm saying this part, but whenever you kick it, there's of course going to be delay. So all of this, they can just save it immediately. That's what makes it so hard for volleys. Or you can header it. And a header is the top of the hitbox. You don't have to do anything. And it's easier to use. And I'm not saying you outright abandon volleys. Volleys are good whenever there's a lot of goalies and you actually have a chance. You have a chance to aim it and everything. But otherwise, you really need to be using headers more. Like, they are just so they're so underrated. So for say you do have a chance and you should volley it with a kick. How do you do it? Because obviously it's not very easy, but people usually just say, oh, it's mechanics. Well, not really. Using low ping helps reinforce volleys because whenever you're on high ping, you have to pre-jump the volley so hard because you have to kick it before the other person does. And they can header it. So not only do you have to kick it before they do, they also have a chance to header it, which is like, you can kick it so much faster when you header it, and they're probably going to kick it before you. Even if you kick it before them, you need to kick it a lot before them because they can just kick it before you if they have 70 ping. So, with volleys and low ping, they work really well because it reinforces the good behavior of actually hitting a volley. So, that's why you really want to use low ping, is because it really helps your volleys. Another thing is jumping up to hit the ball. If you notice, whenever you jump down for a volley, not only does it do that wacky shit, you also have to time it really weird, and you never know when you're actually going to hit the ball. It's just really stupid. See, I literally made contact with that, and it didn't work. That's why you want to jump up to hit your shit. Oh, fuck. Don't mind that. You want to jump up to hit your volleys, alright? Because it makes it so much easier, and whenever you're jumping up, you know when you're going to hit it. You know when you're going to hit it. So it makes it so much easier when you're aiming. And it just makes it so much more consistent because you know when you can be at the top. You never ever, you want to, like, it's really hard to, like, fix the habit of jumping down and predicting a volley, but you really do have to fix it. That's it for volleys. Last thing is passing. So passing is a big one. You're always going to be passing and shit. So key rules of passing: don't be a dumbass. Like I said earlier, if people are open, if they're not open, then we'll just dribble back and just play as safe as possible. Like that's basically the game, is just play it as safe as possible. You never ever want to play like really aggressive unless it's like last minute and you score like 2 goals. So that's the only time you play aggressive, and even then it usually doesn't work. So rip that. So for passes is, look around you, see if you can actually hit a good shot, and never use EZs or anything like that, because it just, it doesn't reinforce actually playing smart. Another thing is making the pass as easy to hit as possible for your teammate. So once I get the ball, I'll show you in a sec. I guess we have to wait. Alright. So say I'm right here and my teammate's right here. Alright? So instead of doing a fucking triple curve right to his face, say the triple curve does land, and I do get the triple curve or whatever. Oh, god damn it. It's gonna be really hard to hit, right? It's not gonna be easy to hit at all. You want to, preferably every time you're doing this, you want to just do a regular shot. Regular shot. Just like this. But of course, you can't always do that. Say you're getting pressured from the side over here, and over here you usually just want to dribble back. Well, let's just say he knew you're going to dribble back. Keep dribbling back. Go over here and find a teammate to pass to. If you can't give them a good pass, it's better just to not give it to them at all, because you don't want to break away. Alright? And at first it's going to be really annoying because you're not going to have a lot of good passes. But if somebody dunks you here, they get the ball. And say your last man here, there's 2 people going for the volley, well then you're really fucked. If you go back over here, one of them can go over here and one of them can stay there. And then you immediately have a good position. You pass to this one and then he can get that. So that's one of the things that's just playing smart, is you don't want to think about the objective. You don't want to think, well, I have to get the ball over to this person by any means possible. You want to think, is this pass good enough? And if I can't make this pass 9 times out of 10, then let me go back and we can retry. Because you can keep retrying. Like, as long as you're not dog shit 84, then you'll be able to keep doing the same thing over and over again. What I mean by that is going back and passing it to middleman and then going over here. As long as you're not dog shit, you'll probably be able to do it. Another thing you need to like get rid of is whenever this is like a small segment, is defense is don't whenever you're defending, and this is huge, like hugely important, don't pre-jump it. You want to jump up to it. It's like the same thing with volleys. Not only does it help you time it, but it also helps you actually hit the ball. And whenever you're doing defense, just hold like a full kick, because most of the time you're not gonna be able to hit it with a dribble. It's too hard to time. So instead, do a full kick and try to hit it upwards towards their half. Even if the goalie does get it, it gives you some time, your teammates some time to actually like get into the position. Yeah, that's just a small thing on blocking. That's pretty much it. If you want to improve, abandon skills, play smart, and pass correctly, and also use volleys. The one skill you can do is fakes and double dribbles, but even then, all you need to do is pass. Like you don't like if you watch like Snip or Anwar or anyone like that, they don't really need to fake or they don't really need to dribble, and they usually kind of don't actually. They usually keep it to a bare minimum because you just don't need to do it. It's not really that useful. Fakes are pretty useful, I would say that, because yeah, scoring and all that shit. But dribbles, oh man, they're really not useful. Like I don't use them that much in matches, and they work. It's like a bad habit. Like you really don't need to learn dribbles. That's pretty much the end of the video. I just wanted to tell you guys how to do this. Sorry if it's lazily made. I don't really care because I don't really have that much time on my hands. Don't be a dumbass, and you'll be good. Bye.